Chapter 6, Layered Manufacturing. This chapter introduces use of rapid prototyping in mass production, which is titled as layered manufacturing. The development of pattern making and dies using fused deposition modeling technique of rapid prototyping is dealt in this chapter. Use of layered manufacturing in medical science for getting the medical model of the organ using CT scan or MRI data is also discussed, which plays role in design and development of customized metallic medical implant. Learning objectives. Number 1. Learners will be able to fabricate patterns and dies using the fused deposition modeling technique of rapid prototyping. Number 2. Learners will be able to convert CT scan or MRI data in DICOM file format to STL file format, which can be used as input to the rapid prototyping machine. Number 3. Learners will be able to fabricate the customized medical metallic implant as per the suggestion of a doctor or surgeon. Para 6.1 Introduction. Layer by layer fabrication of part is developed for prototype manufacturing. It is never developed as a substitute to conventional manufacturing processes like machining, casting, forging, etc. Traditional manufacturing processes are used for mass manufacturing of parts. In contrast, layer by layer fabrication of part, which is referred to as layer manufacturing, is meant for the fabrication of part which is required only one in number. Interestingly, layer manufacturing is used in mass production of parts, more explicitly assisting the conventional manufacturing processes. FDM and SLS are mostly preferred in such application. Para 6.2 Fused Deposition Modeling Hardware. The introduction of fused deposition modeling (FDM) is written in the earlier chapter. This process of rapid prototyping is mostly preferred in the technological world as it is simple to operate and easy to maintain. No laser makes it more cost effective and hence it is accessible. The primary raw material used for fabrication of part is ABS, acrylonitrile, butadiene, styrene, plastic, in wire form available as a spool. ABS is a thermoplastic polymer. As its name implies, ABS is created from acrylonitrile, butadiene and styrene polymers. The necessary process of FDM is shown in figure 6.1. The two spools of material are required, one for model material and others for support material. The support material is removed from the part. The filament is extruded by the motor into thin filament through nozzle at around 270 degrees Celsius. Thus, layer is formed in the envelope where temperature is maintained at 70 degrees Celsius. Thus, the movement of the head forms layer after layer and all layers are fused and deposited to form the model. The movement of the head, which consists of two nozzles, namely one for model material and other for support material, is controlled by PCB, that is printed circuit board, and it involves mechanical drive. The mechanical parts of the machine are shown in figure 6.2. Para 6.3 Fused Deposition Modeling Software. As PCB controls the mechanical drive, the software interface is a must. The operation of the software is important to know the following task. Number 1, checking of STL file for correctness. Number 2, the layer resolution. Number 3, build type, sparse or solid. Number 4, command to start building. Figure 6.3 shows the screenshot of the computer showing layer resolution and build type. Para 6.4 Rapid Prototyping Assisted Manufacturing. Only one part can be fabricated at a time on the RP machine. For the customized or tailor-made part, this is acceptable, but for mass production, it is difficult to justify the feasibility of the RP process. Still today, conventional manufacturing process, namely machining, casting, forging, is the gold standard for mass production. In this century of globalization, mass production is defined with large numbers ranging from billion to trillion. The example of number of mobile phones used in the market justifies the large number used for mass production. The innovation in the product and frequent change in the design is possible only with assistance from RP, and mass production of the innovative product is possible using the conventional manufacturing process. Thus, in the industrial world, the need for the rapid prototyping assisted manufacturing, where manufacturing means conventional manufacturing, is felt. Another name like layer manufacturing, additive manufacturing is also given to rapid prototyping assisted manufacturing. In Industry 4.0, additive manufacturing is playing a dominant role. Refer figure 6.4. FDM is the right choice for the RP process as it is a non-laser based and cost effective. The success of any process is decided by the ease of operation, least maintenance, and robust operation. FDM qualifies all these requirements. The raw material ABS plastic is also cheap. The part to be manufactured can be easily fabricated using FDM. Para 6.4.1 FDM for pattern making. In the conventional manufacturing processes, namely casting, a pattern is the first step, which is the same as the part to be manufactured on a mass scale. In conventional pattern making, the rejection of patterns is mostly because of mistakes due to human intervention or improper tools used. The pattern can be directly fabricated using CAD model and RP machine with the least human intervention and tools. The pattern, that is physical part, thus produced will be as per requirement, and there is no wastage of human and material resources. Therefore, a combination of FDM and casting makes the layer manufacturing feasible. The FDM part is made of plastic. The pattern, which has acceptable thickness and regular shape, can be directly fabricated using FDM and can be used for sand casting. The life of the FDM part is more than a wooden pattern. The example shown in figure 6.5 shows the use of FDM part as a pattern. The part which has less thickness and irregular shape can also be fabricated using FDM. But the use of such parts as a pattern for ramming is not possible as the part is made of plastic. The FDM part thus can be used to get the master pattern in aluminium, which is having a low melting point and easy to cast. And the aluminium master pattern can be used for fabrication of the final pattern. Figure 6.6 shows the part and master pattern in aluminium and final pattern in brass, which is having superior quality, that is strong and better surface finish than aluminium pattern. The casting of the innovative part, which has complex and irregular shape, is possible using RP assisted pattern making. RP assisted pattern making is justified when the pattern by conventional process like carpentry or machining is difficult or impossible because of the limitation of the tools and human expertise. The time required for fabricating the pattern using RP is very less. But the build orientation of the part plays a dominant role in optimizing the cost of RP pattern. The cost-effective, innovative part is the need of the day, and hence engineer in the foundry should justify the use of RP in pattern making. Associated cost saved in terms of benefits of RP is: number 1, no tooling; number 2, no process planning; number 3, no scrap or rework; and number 4, customized product. The expertise required for getting 3D modeling of the part on the computer also needs consideration while deciding the feasibility of RP assisted pattern making. RP assisted pattern making is to be encouraged for Foundry 4.0, that is Industry 4.0. Para 6.4.2 FDM for die making. There are various ways of obtaining tooling using RP techniques. The first is to get the sand mold cavity using RP patterns and pouring metal into it. The obtained permanent mold can be used as a die after finishing and surface treatment. The dies are used to produce wax patterns for investment casting. The dies produced with this method are also suitable to produce parts with a plastic molding process. Second, The acrylonitrile butadiene styrene ABS part cavities created with the RP process can be used as a die after metal coating or spraying. The third is to use RP technique to fabricate a master pattern to produce other metal patterns directly. The illustration is related to the method for the rapid fabrication of cast iron small size dies in considerably less time compared to the conventional die manufacturing techniques. The steps involved in the development of the die using sand casting are shown in figure 6.7. The first step in the development consists of a 3D solid model of an illustrative part as shown in figure 6.8. The standard tessellation language STL file generated directly from the solid model is used for part geometry recognition and pre-processing of a physical prototype. The STL file is utilized for the physical realization of the mold prototypes using the FDM RP process as shown in figure 6.9. The cope and drag parts of the sand mold prepared using RP patterns are shown in figure 6.10. The cast iron semi-finished permanent molds are shown in figure 6.11. The permanent mold called a die is further heat treated, finished and surface treated as shown in figure 6.12. The plastic and wax component produced with finished die are shown in figure 6.13. The major advantages of the die making process using sand casting are summarized below. Number 1. Produces accurate cast iron dies since it uses accurately produced RP patterns. Number 2. The process is economical. Manufacturing of patterns does not require tooling and process planning. Number 3. Intricate cast iron dies can be quickly produced since there is no limitation for the shape of the required pattern. Number 4. Dies produced are suitable for investment casting, injection and blow molding processes. And number 5. Dies are ideal for materials like wax, plastics and low melting point alloy parts. Para 6.4.3 Surface finish of FDM part. The surface finish of the fabricated part from FDM plays a significant role when it is used for pattern making or die making. One of the techniques practiced is acetone treatment of the part. Directly dipping the part in acetone or exposure to acetone vapor improves the surface finish of the FDM part. The complete process is to be neatly monitored scientifically, else the dimension of the part changes, leading to further complication in mold making and hence casting. The advanced FDM machines give an excellent surface finish to the part which can be directly used for mold making. Para 6.5 Layered manufacturing, medical applications. Para 6.5.1 Digital imaging and communication in medicine, DICOM file format to STL conversion. The computer tomography, CT scan machine or magnetic resonance imaging MRI machine produces an image of a medical organ in the DICOM file format. The DICOM files store the information in slice forms. It is possible to convert the DICOM file into the STL file as the nature of the format is the same in both cases. The STL file thus generated can then be sent to the RP machine to get the physical model, that is a physical model of the medical organ of which CT scan or MRI is taken. Refer figure 6.14. It is interesting to know that physical medical models of the deceased organ are possible, which helps the surgeon for mock surgery and doctors to explain the patient about the disease using a physical model. Refer figure 6.15. Para 6.5.2 Software for medical imaging. To convert the CT data to a data that can be used as input to the RP machine, the software is required. This software first import the DICOM file and then does the following primary operations. Number 1, thresholding. Number 2, creation of 3D model. Number 3, conversion to binary STL. The Mimic software from Materialize is top rated for this procedure. Para 6.5.3 Customized medical metallic implant. Customized or patient-specific medical metallic implant, more specifically orthopedic implant, can be manufactured using medical imaging, that is DICOM to STL conversion and rapid prototyping. The design and development of bespoke or customized medical metallic implants are getting more attention and thus emerging as an area where amalgamation of engineering and medical science is seen. The metallic implant is made of biocompatible materials like SS316L, cobalt chrome alloy, or titanium. The manufacturability, considering these materials, is a critical issue when customization is the central theme. The manufacturing of the patient-specific metallic implant is feasible only with the help of layer manufacturing. RP-assisted casting method is selected and explained for a customized implant. The conventional manufacturing processes like machining, forging, etc. are mostly automated to take care of mass manufacturing when the quality and the cost of the product are addressed. The casting is also considered as a manufacturing process for mass production. The critical issue is to manufacture the customized product that is only one in number. The metallic implant is also made of the material which is biocompatible, that is made of metal that are resistant to wear and corrosion. The metals which are used for implant manufacturing are SS316L, cobalt chrome alloy, titanium. The manufacturing of customized, that is one in number, implant using these materials needs proper attention. The optimum cost of such an implant for affordability is also essential. It is known that for sand casting, pattern making is the first step. The pattern is made in one go, which is used to make the molds to get the metal parts. Thus, it can be looked at as a pattern is converted into a product in metal. Similar to this, if the product is made using a non-laser based process, FDM, then the product in biocompatible metal through casting is possible. Casting is the well-established process where, with the help of simulation software, the defect-free product can be manufactured. In other conventional manufacturing processes, manufacturing of the customized metallic implant will not be economical. Figure 6.16 shows the use of casting in manufacturing the customized hip implant. The metallic implant, where the design of the implant is made in consultation with the doctor and which is required for treatment of patients, mostly cancer patients, casting is the most preferred method. In such cases, product design plays a dominant role. The discussion on product development in Chapter 5 is essential in designing such implants. The computer-aided design of such implants and conversion of CAD model to physical model, that is pattern, using RP and then casting the metallic implant is the most appropriate, cost-effective process. Various joints can be fabricated using layer manufacturing. Figure 6.17 shows the design and development of customized temporomandibular joint. Para 6.5.4 Non-load bearing implants. The implants required for nose, ear and cosmetic applications are not subjected to load, and hence the design of such implants is straightforward from the engineering design point of view. In the design of such implants, there is no constraint from manufacturing. As layer manufacturing helps to get the part with non-linear features, customized non-load bearing implant is feasible to manufacture using layer manufacturing. As no external load is acting on the implant, the aesthetic and geometrical characteristics of the implant are more valued. In the case of nose, ear and cosmetic implants, more focus is on imitating the natural features, which are mostly irregular, and hence layer manufacturing is most successful. The materials mainly used for such applications are silicon or acrylic. Layer manufacturing using silicon and acrylic is the main focus. The design and development of non-load bearing implants are more of art and less of engineering. The design of the implant can be carried out on computer where the focus is on getting the non-linear feature of part mimicking nature. Once the design is ready, the data can be transferred to the RP machine where such parts can be manufactured. In the design of implants, the doctor's role is crucial. As there are no constraints from manufacturing, input from doctors can be easily incorporated in the design. One of the methods is to use a clay model for getting the concept of design, that is shape of the implant, from the doctor. The doctor can quickly bring the idea of design in the form of physical model using clay, which helps to start a brainstorming session. The engineer and doctor can then effectively discuss the design of the implant. The initial design accepted by the engineer and doctor in the form of a clay model can be used as a metadata, which can be transferred on computer using reverse engineering. Once the data is available on the computer, that is a CAD model, then it can be easily modified for final design using rapid prototyping. Once the design is finalized on the computer, then manufacturing can be easily carried out using RP, that is SLS. This field has also opened new avenues in product development where aesthetic carries more importance, namely jewelry. Para 6.5.5 Load bearing implant. The load bearing implants are most critical as the design of such implant needs to be appropriately carried out using the failure criteria. Engineering and medical science play an equally important role in the design of such implants. Following parameters are considered while designing the load bearing implants. Number 1, load acting on the implants. Number 2, fail safe design. Number 3, manufacturability. Number 4, testing, ethical committee approval, and patient approval. All the above parameters considered together make the design and manufacturing of implants most critical. The implant being a class 3 device, the expertise is required in the design and development of the said devices. The medical implant manufacturing companies, which are few in numbers in developing countries like India, needs upgradation to compete with the world leading companies. Para 6.5.5.1 Load acting on implants. The load bearing implants are designed based on load acting on it. The various load bearing implants are shown in figure 6.18. The hip and knee implants are more important from the point of mobility of person. Generally, body weight is considered as the load on knee and hip implant. But for the design of the implant, the value of the load may be more than body weight. The joints, namely hip and knee implants, are more critical for load consideration. The challenge in the application of engineering design principle to the metallic implant design is that the support to the implant is not rigid. The design of customized hip and knee implants is more focused on changing the geometrical parameter as per the patient anatomy. The various parameters considered for customization of the hip implant is shown in figure 6.19. The design of customized implant for the resected portion of the bone is mostly guided by the shape of the implant that needs to be fitted in the resected portion. The design of the implant is safe as the bone is replaced by a biocompatible material which has better Young's modulus. Figure 6.20 shows the design and development of the implant for a resected portion of the mandible, and figure 6.21 shows actual implantation in the patient body. It is expected that engineer using layer manufacturing for metallic medical implant development should know the basics of biomechanics and biomaterials. Para 6.5.5.4 Fail-safe design. Generally, a numerical tool like FEM is used for stress analysis, and thus design is approved from the engineering aspect. Many software like ANSYS is used for this task. As the part is used in the human body, the test results obtained using the software are not sufficient. The experimental results obtained using the load on the implant are analyzed for final design approval. Para 6.5.5 Manufacturability. Once the design is approved, the next logical step is manufacturing. As the implant is customized, only one part is required. It is always desirable to get the part fabricated directly from the CAD model, as in the case of SLS. The other feasible step is to manufacture the part using FDM assisted casting, which is complicated but cost effective. The Para 6.5.5.6 Testing, ethical approval, and patient approval. The customized implant fabricated using layer manufacturing need to be tested before implantation. The various steps suggested are: number 1, good manufacturing practice; number 2, lab test, mechanical and biological; number 3, approval from the ethics committee of hospitals; number 4, patient consent, most important in case of customized implant. Para 6.6 Conclusion. The FDM technique of rapid prototyping is popular because of its simplicity in operation and non-laser based process. The academic institutes and young entrepreneurs should use it extensively as the first step in layer manufacturing. The application of layer manufacturing in engineering is mainly in pattern making and die manufacturing. Layer manufacturing also helps in the design and development of customized metallic implants, that is, in the medical field. The use of metal powder as a raw material in layer manufacturing is the next logical extension of the FDM, that is powder based RP process. Questions. Number 1. Justify the use of manufacturing words in layer manufacturing. Question 2. What is a master pattern? Question 3. Explain the importance of layer manufacturing in Industry 4.0. Question 4. What is the DICOM file? Question 5. Differentiate between non-load bearing implant and load bearing implant. Tutorials. Number 1. Select any product which is existing in nature, like small size stone, having non-linear features like curves, unsymmetrical structure, etc. Get its solid model and STL file created. Use the FDM machine to fabricate the physical part. Compare the FDM part and the actual part. Write your comments by answering the following question. Number 1. How much time is required to get the solid model of an existing product? Number 2. How will you rate the difficulty level of getting the solid model as above on the scale of 10? Hint: difficulty level 1 if the part is regular engineering part having linear features like straight lines, circular or elliptical curves. Difficulty level 10 if the solid model is not possible because of the limitation of software. Number 3. What are the various steps required to get the FDM part fabricated? The steps should be written like a user manual for any operator. Number 4. How perfect your FDM part with the actual object on the scale of 10. Hint: 1 means very poor, 10 means exact replica. 5. What is the difference between sparse and solid? Number 6. What is the CMB file? Tutorial number 2. Compare the various software available for FDM machine. Field study. Visit a nearby hospital and inform the doctors or surgeons on the use of layer manufacturing in the medical field. Prepare the report of your interaction with the doctors and suggest the action to be taken in Engineering Institute to start an interdisciplinary group of students and faculty for innovation in healthcare.